All right, let's dive into Weston, Florida real estate. Um, if you're here, you're probably thinking about making a move.
Absolutely.
So we got this in-depth analysis by Antonio Ortega, LLC, and it is awesome.
It's fantastic.
And he really knows his stuff. It's focused on single-family homes in Weston, the ones that are between like $500,000 and $750,000.
Yeah.
3 bedrooms or more,
Yeah.
perfect for families. And he didn't just like give us a summary. He used charts to like really map out the trends all the way from January 2019 to October 2024, so we can like see where things are going.
Exactly. And that long-term perspective is so valuable when you're making a big decision like buying a home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So before we even get into the numbers, like what makes Weston so special? I mean, everyone loves Florida sunshine, but
Oh yeah, Sunshine's great, but Weston's got way more than that. Like for one thing, the schools are top-notch.
oh yeah, that's huge for families.
Huge draw. And then there's the safety factor. Weston's always ranked as one of the safest cities in all of Florida.
I feel like you always hear about that, like how safe Weston is.
Yeah.
And the location is amazing, right?
Oh, the location's prime. You're close enough to Fort Lauderdale and Miami for all the excitement, but you still have that suburban peace.
Yeah, you get the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
And I've heard they have a ton of parks and rec stuff.
Oh, tons. It's perfect for anyone who's, into that outdoor lifestyle.
Yeah.
So all that together, it makes for a really stable, really desirable real estate market.
Makes sense. So let's look at the data.
Yeah.
And Antonio broke it down in these charts, which is so helpful.
Oh, for sure.
So like the ADOM versus median list price chart, what's that telling us?
Okay, so this chart shows how competitive the Weston market is. If you're not priced right, your house is going to sit there.
So ADOM is average days on market, right?
Exactly. So if you're overpriced, you're going to be waiting a while.
Wow, so Weston buyers are pretty savvy.
Oh, yeah. They know what they want, and they're not going to overpay. Remember what happened back in 2021, 2022? Homes that were priced right were selling like hotcakes.
Seriously.
Yeah, fast.
That fast.
It was crazy.
Okay, so sellers got to be on point with their pricing.
Absolutely. But this chart is also a good lesson for buyers.
How so?
It means you got to be ready to move fast when you find a house you love. Weston buyers don't mess around.
No hesitation.
Nope. If you wait, you might lose out. All right, let's switch gears for a sec and look at the historic count of active listings chart.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so this one shows the inventory, right? How many homes are actually for sale?
Yeah, over time.
And it looks like there's a pattern. Like
Mhm.
more houses pop up in the spring and summer.
Oh, totally. That's pretty typical.
Makes sense. But you know what's really interesting? Weston's inventory is super consistent compared to other parts of Broward County.
You're right. It doesn't have those crazy ups and downs you see in other places.
So it's a more predictable market.
Much more. That's great for buyers and sellers because you can plan better.
Yeah, no surprises.
Exactly. So if you're thinking about buying in Weston, you don't have to stress about jumping in at the peak of the season.
And for sellers, it means their investment is probably going to hold its value.
Right. It's a good sign all around.
I like that.
Yeah, stability.
Okay, let's move on to the next chart. Historic sales by year.
All right, so this one shows how many homes have sold each year.
And wow, 2021 is a big year.
It was. We think that was because of the historically low mortgage rates and, the whole post-pandemic thing where people wanted more space and maybe some outdoor amenities.
Makes sense. People were rethinking their priorities.
For sure.
But what's cool is that even with all the economic craziness, Weston sales have been pretty steady.
Yep. That shows you how strong the demand is.
People really want to live in Weston.
They do.
Okay, so let's look at this original price versus sold price chart. I'm curious what this one tells us.
Okay, so this one's all about negotiation. And what we see is that homes in Weston usually sell for pretty close to their asking price.
Especially when it's a seller's market.
Exactly. Like
Right.
when there aren't many homes for sale.
Makes sense. So sellers have a bit of an advantage in Weston.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean buyers can't negotiate at all. There are always opportunities, but you got to be realistic.
Yeah, you're not going to get those super low prices you might find in a slow market.
Nope. Weston's hot.
Okay, good to know. So buyers, be prepared to pay close to asking price, especially for those really desirable homes.
Yep. And that's where having a great agent like Antonio Ortega can really make a difference.
I was going to say, he seems like he knows what he's doing.
Oh, he does. He's a pro. He knows the Weston market inside and out, so he can help you get the best possible price.
And speaking of Antonio, he's got this amazing offer right now for buyers.
Oh, yeah. He's offering to contribute 10% of his fee towards your closing costs.
Wow, that's a huge chunk of change.
It is. It could save you thousands of dollars.
That's incredible. So if you're thinking about buying in Weston, you got to check out AntonioOrtegaLLC.com.
Absolutely. It's a no-brainer.
Okay, so we've talked about what makes Weston so attractive. how stable and competitive the market is, and how Antonio can really help you navigate the process. Is there anything else people should know about Weston real estate?
Well, one thing that really sets Weston apart is its focus on building hurricane-resilient homes.
Oh, that's right. I've heard about that. Florida and hurricanes, it's just a reality.
Yeah, but in Weston, they take it seriously. Homes built after 1992 have to meet these really strict building codes.
So they're basically built to withstand hurricanes.
Exactly. They have things like impact windows, reinforced roofs, and sometimes they're even built on higher ground.
Wow, that's pretty reassuring. I mean, besides the obvious safety factor, are there any other benefits to having a hurricane-resilient home?
Oh, yeah, big time. Those features can actually save you money on your insurance premiums.
Oh, really? I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah, in Florida, insurance can get really expensive, especially for homes that aren't built to withstand hurricanes.
So it's like a built-in financial perk.
Exactly. It's another reason why Weston is such a smart place to buy.
I love that.
Yeah, it's like they've thought of everything. It's really smart, right? Like these hurricane resilient features we're talking about, they aren't just like a safety thing.
Yeah.
They actually make Weston real estate a better investment overall.
Totally. It's like you get peace of mind during hurricane season, plus you could save money on insurance.
Right.
Huge selling points, especially for families who are looking for a safe, long-term home.
It's like they've got this built-in protection.
Yeah, it's like Weston's thinking ahead.
And it's interesting, a lot of homes in Weston were actually built after those 1992 codes went into effect.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that many homes were built after 92.
Yeah, so for a lot of buyers, those hurricane-resistant features are just part of the deal.
That's awesome.
It's a big advantage.
Yeah, for sure. And it seems like Antonio, he really gets that.
Oh, absolutely. He always emphasizes those features when he's working with buyers.
It's like you're not just trying to make a sale. He actually cares about his clients.
He wants them to be happy and safe in their homes.
Yeah, he's looking out for their best interests.
That's what makes him such a great agent.
And, it's not just about the individual houses. Weston has this whole community vibe.
Oh, yeah, it's a really special place.
It's known for being super family friendly. The schools are great, and there's this focus on safety and just like creating a welcoming environment.
You can feel it when you're there.
You can't really put a price tag on that, you know?
It's true. It's something you have to experience.
Yeah, it's in the parks, the events, the way people treat each other.
It's in the air.
It really is. And it seems like Antonio, he's not just selling houses. He's selling a lifestyle.
Yeah, he's selling a community.
It's like he's really passionate about Weston.
And that comes through when you talk to him. He really wants to help people find their place in Weston.
And speaking of finding your place, his offer is a pretty sweet deal.
Oh, yeah, that 10% he's offering towards closing costs.
That's amazing. Could save buyers thousands of dollars.
It's a game changer.
Yeah, seriously. And it shows how much he cares about making homeownership possible.
He's not just in it for the money.
He actually wants to help people.
Exactly.
He's the best.
The best.
Okay, before we move on, I want to touch on something we haven't really talked about yet. The variety of houses in Weston.
Oh, yeah, good point. It's not just one type of house.
No, it's not cookie cutter at all.
You've got those fancy gated communities
Yeah.
and then more like affordable single-family homes.
All within a pretty small area, right?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. They've got something for everyone.
It's like they've found this perfect balance between like exclusivity and accessibility.
Exactly. And you see that in the people who live there, too.
Yeah, there are families, young professionals, retirees,
It's a really diverse mix.
which I think adds to the stability of the market.
Oh, definitely. It's not just one type of buyer driving things.
Right. And it's not just about the financial investment either.
Right. It's about quality of life.
The schools, the safety, the overall sense of well-being.
It's about finding a place where you can truly thrive.
Weston seems to have figured that out.
They really have.
So if you're seriously thinking about buying in Weston,
You got to talk to Antonio.
yeah, he gets it. Not just the numbers, but like what it's like to live there.
He's more than just an agent. He's like a guide.
Yeah, a trusted advisor.
In a market like Weston, you need that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so reach out to Antonio. That's step one. What else should people keep in mind?
Well, be ready to move fast.
Okay.
Like we saw in those charts, Weston's a competitive market.
If you see something you like, go for it.
Don't hesitate.
Or you'll lose it.
Exactly. And do your research.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
Learn about the different neighborhoods, check out the prices.
Think about what you want in the long term.
What are your priorities?
The more you know, the better decisions you'll make.
And having Antonio by your side, it makes everything easier.
Yeah, he can help you figure it all out.
He's amazing.
Okay, so we've covered a lot about Weston. The market trends, the community, those hurricane-resilient homes, And of course, Antonio.
He's the key.
He really is.
I hope our listeners feel like they have a better understanding of Weston now.
And that they're excited to explore it further.
It's a great place to live.
Whether you want a family-friendly atmosphere, a luxurious lifestyle, or just a smart investment.
Weston has it all.
And with Antonio as your guide, you can't go wrong.
He'll help you find the perfect place.
So head over to AntonioOrtigalLLC.com and get started.
Take the leap.
All right, until next time, happy house hunting. So we've talked about how safe Weston is and all those hurricane-resilient homes, but I'm curious, what about sustainability? Are they doing anything cool on that front?
Oh, absolutely. Weston's actually won a bunch of awards for their eco-friendly initiatives.
No kidding.
Yeah, they've got a really strong recycling program, and they're all about protecting green spaces.
That's great to hear.
And they even encourage people to use alternative transportation, like biking and walking.
Wow, so they're really thinking ahead.
They are. It's impressive.
So for people thinking about moving to Weston, any advice as they start looking?
Well, first things first, talk to Antonio Ortega.
He's the guy.
He really is. He knows the market better than anyone, and he can guide you through the whole process.
Well, he's got that incredible offer right now.
Oh, yeah, 10% of his fee towards closing costs.
It could save you so much money.
It shows you how much he cares about his clients.
Okay, so reach out to Antonio. Got it. What else?
Be prepared to make a decision quickly.
Okay.
Weston's a competitive market, like we saw in those charts.
If you find a house you love, jump on it.
Don't wait around.
Makes sense.
And do your research, learn about the different neighborhoods, get a feel for the prices.
And think about your long-term goals.
Exactly. What are your priorities?
Figure out what's important to you.
The more you know, the better prepared you'll be.
And with Antonio's help, it'll be a smooth process.
He's the best.
Okay, so we've covered a lot about Weston today.
We have
market trends, the community, those hurricane-resilient homes, and of course, Antonio Ortega.
He's the MVP.
For sure. I hope everyone listening feels like they have a good grasp of Weston now.
And that they're excited about the possibility of living there.
It's a fantastic community.
Whether you're looking for a place to raise your family, a luxurious retreat, or just a solid investment.
Weston checks all the boxes.
And with Antonio on your team, you're in great hands.
He'll help you find the perfect home.
So go to AntonioOrtigalLLC.com and get started.
You won't regret it. All right, that's it for our Weston Deep Dive. Until next time, happy house hunting.